Overbearing mother-in-law wants to guilt-trip my wife and mess with our home? Absolutely not. When I first started dating my wife, I quickly learned that her mother was a lot. Overbearing, controlling, and fully convinced she still had a say in every aspect of her daughter's life, despite my wife being in her late 20s. At the time, she had a key to my wife's apartment. Our apartment, once I moved in, and treated it like her own. Weekly visits, unannounced drop-ins, and the kind of constant commentary that would make any sane person grind their teeth. To her credit, my wife knew it was a problem. Years of therapy, hard conversations, and boundary setting slowly started to shift things. The key was returned, the visits became less frequent, and my wife began to build a life where she was no longer under her mother's thumb. That transition was hard-won, and I respected her so much for doing the emotional labor of clawing back her autonomy. But her mother didn't take it well. You could see it in the way she tried to cling to the control she'd lost. She made little comments about our choices, how the living room would look better if she had picked the paint, how it was such a shame that she couldn't help us anymore now that she didn't have a key. Always coated in sugar, but meant to sting. Passive-aggressive jabs disguised as concern. I tried to let most of it slide. I knew my wife had already dealt with so much of her mother's behavior, and I didn't want to make things harder. But then came the moment that solidified the lifelong grudge. It was a Friday night. We were both fried from a brutal week at work. All we wanted was to crash and enjoy a quiet evening, but her mom guilted my wife into having her over. She played the whole lonely, disappointed mother card, and my wife, still working on untangling those emotional roots, caved. So she came over, sat on our couch, commented on our decor, gave unsolicited advice about our marriage like she was some kind of expert, and then, as if she hadn't already crossed enough lines, she went to the bathroom and changed the orientation of our toilet paper. Let me be clear, we had a system, over, not under. We both agreed on it. It wasn't a big thing. Until it was. Because who walks into someone else's home and decides their toilet paper is wrong? That's not quirky. That's insane levels of entitled. That tiny act was the final straw. A passive-aggressive invasion of our space wrapped in quilted two-ply. I didn't say anything then, but in that moment, a switch flipped. I wasn't going to confront her about it. I was going to match her passive aggression with my own. So the next time we went to her house, which was too often for my taste, I quietly made my move. I changed the toilet paper orientation in every single bathroom. 3 of them. 1 upstairs, 1 downstairs, 1 in the guest wing. All flipped. I didn't announce it, didn't gloat, just made the switch and went about my visit like everything was normal, and I've done it every visit since, for 15 years. Every holiday, birthday, barbecue, whenever we step foot in her house, I flip the toilet paper. I've done it so consistently that I imagine she just assumes it's some strange, natural phenomenon. Maybe she knows it's me, maybe she doesn't, but she's never said a word about it. And more importantly, she has never touched our toilet paper again. It's a petty act, a stupid small hill to die on, but it's mine. It's my tiny rebellion against a woman who once tried to manipulate and guilt her daughter into submission, a symbol that we draw the line in our home, and that she doesn't get to cross it.